Right, just a quick update on this really. My Walther Lgv Master Pro. Now, there's been a few comments on these lately that I've heard knocking about. People giving them a bit of a bad press for the stock, the trigger and whatnot. And I must admit that the stock is quite plain. You know, it's dyed a dark wood. There's a little bit of graining that you can see on it. You know, a little bit here. But it is quite a plain stock. But that's not to say that it isn't a really nicely finished stock. I think it's a lovely finished stock. And it's got some nice little touches. The little groove that you get here at the front. Little sort of schnabel tip on the end here. This checkering, I still maintain this checkering is the best press checkering or laser cut checkering I've ever seen, or felt rather. That is as good, I would say, as a decent hand cut checkering. It's really grippy, very good. It's got a decent shaped cheek piece, raised comb, and a fully adjustable butt pad. Now, yes, it is a bit of a dull colour. But I've heard some people say that the finishing of them isn't very good. Well, I don't know what's on about there, because the finishing on this is, you know, perfect really. There's no runs in the lacquer or anything. So the finish to it is really good. The trigger, yes, I admit, the trigger is probably the weakest link in the Walther Lgvs. The triggers aren't particularly good, really. They're a letdown for the rest of the rifle. The rest of the engineering is utterly faultless. The bluing is incredible, and the lockup on the barrel, this barrel latch thing works really well. That lockup's incredible. Barrels, obviously great. It's a Walther barrel. Safety catches, probably in the most intuitive place of any safety catch, a bit like a shotgun. And the accuracy of these things is incredible. I went out with this morning, shot a rabbit, headshot, 35 yards, straight through the side of the head, just like shooting a PCP. The only thing with me with this is, because it's such a big heavy gun, it's the weight of the thing. They are very heavy. Offhand shooting is out of the question really, so I always need to find something to support it on. And thankfully I was able to lean on the side of a tree to take the shot. Makes it much more stable, and from that position I can get PCP style accuracy out of this rifle. It's just the actual rifle itself is well capable of shooting easily as good as any PCP. The action's beautiful. But I feel sometimes it gets a little bit harshly criticised. You know, it's a shame really that the Master Pro, which is supposed to be the top of the range one, that they didn't. Apparently they were, at one time I think there were walnut stocks that looked quite lovely available for these. But I'm not sure whether they ever made it to this country in any sort of number, because I certainly never seen one. But it's a shame when you think that it's the top of the range rifle that they couldn't have fitted a slightly better figured walnut stock on it really. But hey ho. And this bit at the front gets a bit of a knock in. Scalloped on the insides here, and the reason for that is it's to make way for, it's got a really long breech block. So the ones that have a rear sight fitted need these scallops to enable the adjusters to fit when you cock it, and they've left them on this rifle, on the Master Pro. I mean, it's nothing really, to be honest. It's not a deal breaker, but it is, I don't know, personally it doesn't bother me, but you know, if you were gonna, it's obviously been planned, the Master Pro series, because it's got no foresight, so the whole rifle's been planned from the start as the Master Pro version not to have a foresight. So you would have thought that perhaps they could have stretched to a walnut stock that was specific for the model, and also fitted a slightly better trigger. It's not intrinsically, there's nothing wrong with it. It's an alright trigger. But it's just got a really, really, really long first stage that you can't really do that much about. The actual let-off's not bad at all. It's just this really long first stage which feels a bit peculiar on a gun of this class and this quality. But there you go. I took this on holiday with me a while ago. I was going to take a PCP, and then I thought, oh, I can't be arsed taking a dive tank and all the rest of it. So put this in a tin of pellets, all you need, and it was great. I shot a load of rabbits with it up in the lakes. Performed beautifully, and all in all, apart from the weight, these things are as good as a PCP. They really are. They're as accurate as a PCP. They're really quiet as well. The modern springers don't make that old boingy racket that you used to get from the spring and piston mechanism. This is very, very quiet to shoot. And it's a really nice gun. So that's a bit of an update on the Walther Lgv. I think they're well worth a look, you know, for what they cost. They're a superb rifle. Thanks for watching.